Hello and thank you for joining me for this pre-reading video as part of the Certificate 4 in Training and Assessment here at MSA Training and Professional Development. Today we're going to be looking at how you can create a basic PowerPoint presentation to use during your delivery of a training session via Microsoft PowerPoint. So let's get started. So to create a PowerPoint presentation, you first need to open up Microsoft PowerPoint on your laptop or your computer. Once you've opened up PowerPoint, you'll have three different options. You'll have your Home, New, and Open option. Let's get started with a new option because we're going to be looking to create a new PowerPoint presentation in this video. When we click on New, we have a range of different options available for us. These are all different themes or designs that are currently stored within Microsoft PowerPoint. We can then also search for online templates via the search bar at the top here. It also comes up with some suggested themes for us. So let's have a look at some of the suggested themes here, potentially looking at presentations as one of the themes we would like to use for our PowerPoint presentation. As you can see, a range of different options appear here for us. You also have categories on the right here that you can select to choose what background and what theme you would like to use for your presentation. But let's go back now. The purpose of this video is to create a blank presentation. So let's just click on blank presentation and this will open up our blank presentation for editing. Once we get to this menu here, there are a range of different options that we have available to us. First option is obviously all these tabs up the top here. Much like Microsoft Word, PowerPoint has a range of different tabs. Within these tabs, we have a ribbon, and these ribbons are broken down into different groups. We use these tabs and ribbons to be able to edit, manipulate, insert, and add content to our PowerPoint presentation. We also have the File tab, where we can save, open up different documents, and also export and close Microsoft PowerPoint as well. Now that we actually had a look at the top tabs of Microsoft PowerPoint, let's have a look at the main fields of view here, where we will edit and put into order our PowerPoint presentation. So on the far left, we have our design plane. So this is where we will have a list of all of our slides once we have created them, and we can click and drag them around into order. More on that later. The main field of view here is your actual slide itself, where you'll be able to edit and add content. So let's add a title to our PowerPoint presentation. And this video is going to be focusing, and this presentation is going to be focusing on cars and the different types of cars. As you can see, we have a title and a subtitle now. But our presentation still looks very bland. There are things you can do to edit and change around your presentation, such as changing the font color. You can do this by clicking on the actual text box, and this will change all of the font within this text box. The font color, the font itself, the font type, or the font sizing to make it as small or as big as you would like. You can also edit in numbers here as well to make it as big as you would like to as well. But let's keep everything the stock size and color. We'll change this back to black. You can also then just highlight particular parts of text if you would only like to change particular parts of text in their color or their font type. Another way of changing your presentation around to make it look more appealing is to actually utilize the design theme and pick from some of the predetermined designs that are, again, currently already within Microsoft PowerPoint. The purpose of our presentation, let's choose this one now. Once we've done this, on the far right, you'll see a range of different design ideas have popped up. And this is because we're connected to the internet and it is powered by the Office Intelligence Services. It has looked at what our title of this presentation is going to be, and then selected some different ideas for what our design for our presentation could look like. Because our presentation is going to be on cars and the different types of cars, I'm going to select one of these because I think it best suits our presentation more. So let's click this one and select that one. We can then now close the design ideas down, and we have our title page for our presentation. Let's go back to our Home tab up the top here to work on adding a new slide in to add some more content to our presentation and add additional slides. So to add additional slides, there are 3 ways of doing this. The first way is by clicking on your design view, going up to your home tab, and in the slides group of your ribbon, clicking new slide. This will add in a new slide. The other way is by selecting in your design view underneath your current slide or your latest slide. As you can see, we have our title, the slide that I'm working on, which will be our latest slide. To then insert another slide, we will click underneath. You can see this red line here. Simply right click and then add new slide. This will add another slide in. We can then also add a slide in one final way by going up to the Insert tab, going to the far left, and clicking on the slide, Add New Slide. There are other couple of options that you can utilize in regards to creating slides and editing slides. For example, I'm just going to have a list here of types of cars. And I'm going to remove these last 2. So to remove these last 2 slides, there's 2 different ways you can do it. Highlighting the slide you would like to remove or delete, right-clicking on it, and then going to Delete Slide. The other way is by highlighting the slide you would like to remove or delete, and then clicking Delete on your keyboard, or tapping the Delete button on your keyboard to remove that slide. Now, if I would like to duplicate this slide, so I don't have to type out the heading again, what I can do is right-click and Duplicate Slide. This will duplicate the exact same slide, basically copy and paste what I had previously before. But I'm going to remove this slide again by deleting it. Once you've actually started your PowerPoint presentation, you can move and edit your slides around to see which one is going to be the first slide and which will be the second. If I move these around by clicking and dragging, this will now be my first slide and my title will now be the second. Since that doesn't make sense, I'm going to change that back around. So my title is my first slide and my content is my second slide. Let's now look at adding some content to my actual slides here. So our second slide is all about the different types of cars that we have available to us. So let's list some of those cars. We have small cars, large cars, and commercial cars. Now, I did this for a particular reason. You'll be able to see that in PowerPoint, spell check is a feature available to you. This is very important, as when you are creating a PowerPoint presentation, you want to be making sure that it is free of spelling and grammatical errors, as your audience will be viewing these and going over them in quite good detail. So making sure that there's no spelling mistakes or grammatical errors in your presentation is important. So do utilize the spell check function when you're creating your PowerPoint slides. Now, as we can see, we've only just got our text written here. There's no visual representation. But what we can do is we can actually add into this presentation pictures of these cars that we're talking about. To do this, we're going to go up to our Insert panel here, which is right next to our Home panel. And what you can do is, if you have pictures on your computer saved already, you can select Pictures and go through the pictures that you already have saved on your computer. If you are looking for a very specific picture that you don't have on your computer, you can search for online pictures by clicking on the Online Pictures button at the top here. So let's do that again. Insert, Online Pictures. What this will do is allow you to search for online pictures via the web browser Bing, and it also comes up with a range of different categories. Since we're looking for cars, we can look at the pre-selected car option, and this will come up with Creative Commons cars only. So this means basically images that are able to be used via the Creative Commons license, which means they're free from copyright. So let's have a quick look first of all and try and use the search function and search for small cars. Comes up with a range of different small car options for us to now embed and insert into our presentation. So let's select one here. Let's potentially select this little small car here. If we click on that and then click Insert, this is going to insert this into our PowerPoint presentation. As you can see, it is quite large though. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on the actual image. You'll see around the image that we have these little circles. These are called anchor points. As you can see, when I hover my mouse over these anchor points, the actual mouse icon changes from a pointer to an arrow at 2 ends. this will allow us to resize this image. To resize an image like this, hover over the anchor point, click on it, and drag it down to the size that you would like it to be. A small text box has come up as well from the image that we've downloaded from the internet. You can simply remove this by highlighting the text box and clicking delete. So we now have a small car. Let's have a look for a large car now. We're going to go back to Insert, Online Pictures, and now we're going to search for large cars. So I'm going to copy and paste in my heading, large cars, into the search engine and hit search. We now have a range of different large car options that have appeared within the Bing results. So let's pick an option for a large car here. Again, the first one is fine. We will click on that and then click insert. Again, this has come out quite large, so we want to be editing this photo. First thing we're going to do is we're going to be removing this photo author text. Simply highlight the text box again and hit delete on your keyboard. We are then going to edit the large picture down by doing the same thing, going up to the anchor point, clicking on that anchor point and dragging it down to a size that we would like it to be at. The last one is commercial cars. So we're going to highlight our subheading of commercial cars, go back up to Insert, Online Pictures, and we're going to search for commercial cars. Again, we're just going to select the first picture that comes up. We're going to insert that into our presentation and follow the same principles and processes as before. Removing the text box and adjusting the size. As you can see though, it's not really kind of lined up well. We want our presentation to look nice and clean. So we want the images to be associated with the text. To do this, we're simply just going to put spaces between this. To do this, you'll just have your cursor, as you can see, flashing after small cars and hit enter. Once we've got our large car heading next to our large car picture, we will press enter again until we get it next to our commercial cars. As you can see, this makes it look a little bit more clean and crisper now. A little bit more visually appealing to everybody who will be looking at our presentation. Again, because we are using the internet, we have different design ideas that have been offered to us on the right from the Offers Intelligence service. Feel free to utilize these if you would like to, if you're feeling like your presentation is still a little bit bland and you would like to add a little bit more pizzazz or a little bit more style to your presentation. But I'm going to close this down for now. Now I'm going to add in another slide now. To do this, I'm going to be doing the same process as before. I'm just going to duplicate this slide though. Now I'm going to change my heading around from types of cars to colors of cars. I'm going to be removing the pictures from before by highlighting and deleting them. So clicking on them and clicking delete. And I'm going to be going into our text here and adding in a new subheading. And again, I've added a spelling issue there, so I'll go back and fix that and address that with the spell check. So what we're going to do now is we're going to search for a range of different colors of cars, the different types of colors cars can come in. Again, we're going to go look up to the top, go for online pictures, and I'm just going to type in cars. So we've got a range of different colors that we have here available. Now what I'm wanting to do at the moment is I'm wanting to insert multiple pictures at once. So to do this, we're going to click on a range of different pictures with different colored cars. And we're going to click insert. Now this is going to insert all of them into one. As we can see, we're waiting for it to download, and we've got all the pictures inserted here. So what we now need to do is we need to separate these pictures. So click on the picture itself that you're wanting to edit and separate, bring it down to a smaller size, move it over to one section of your workboard. Same thing with this next one. We're going to bring it down to a smaller size, bring it over here. This one's an okay size already, and this one's an okay size already. We will remove the text. We can do this by clicking multiple at the same time by holding down Shift while we were clicking on these text boxes. This will highlight all of them. We will then hit delete to remove all of them. We're now going to put these in our presentation to show the different colors cars can come in. We're going to add one final slide now by clicking on new slide. And for this one, we're going to add the title of video of car. So a useful thing that you can add to your presentations is actual videos as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our insert panel. We're going to go to the far right tab, or far right group of this ribbon, sorry. And we're going to look at this media group. We're going to click on video. Just much like pictures, if we have a video on our computer already, we can choose a video from our computer and then upload it and embed it into this presentation. You can also choose from online videos. So let's choose from our online videos now. You can use from an embedded code. If you have a video that you found from an online source, you can find the embedded code and enter it here. But for example, let's just look for some videos of cars on YouTube. A range of different options have come up. Let's be more specific and type in sports car. We have a range of different options here. So this video is the 18 best Japanese sports cars ever made. I'm going to insert this video into our PowerPoint presentation. As you can see, it is just a video of a car here now. We can't view this. We can only view this video once we've entered presenter mode, and I'll show you that in a moment. Before we get to presenter mode, we're going to go over one final tutorial, and that is how to add animations to your presentation. Animations mean how certain text or how certain images will appear when you are in presenter mode. So to add an animation, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the animations pane and we're going to select these images of these cars and we're going to add animations to them. So for small car, I'm going to add an animation to this. To go up to the actual add the animation, go up to your animation tab on your ribbon and select add animation. And I'm going to select float in. As you can see now, the example that came in for us was the actual car floating in. Now, much like your design plane over here, where you can edit your slides, once you've started using animations, you can bring up your animation plane or pane. To bring that up, go to your animation tab, go to the advanced animation group on your ribbon, and then click the animation pane icon. Now let's add an animation to our second picture here of large cars. We can choose from the preset animations here, or you can click on add an animation and add a range of different ones. Let's add in swivel for large cars. For our last one, commercial cars, we're going to add another animation. For this one, we're going to add bounce. Now that we've added these animations to our slide, once we're in presenter view, on each click as we're going through, these will now appear via the animations that we've selected for them. We can also then add exit animations to them as well if we would like. So if we click on this again, we go to our add animation, we can add an exit one on here as well. Let's add fly out for this one because it flew in before. For number 2, large cars, we're going to add an animation and we're going to add the exit of swivel because that's what we added as the entrance before. For commercial, we will add an animation, we will add an exit of bounce. Again, that's the last one that we used when it was entering. So now that we've got our basic presentation done, how do we actually view this presentation and go into presenter mode? To do that, we go down to the bottom right-hand corner and click on slideshow down here. This will start your slideshow, start your presentation. You can also go up to your view and have a look at your different views up here. You can have a look at your outline view, have a look at your normal view, have a look at your slide master view. But let's go back to home and click on our normal view. You can also go up to slideshow and begin your slideshow from the beginning, from the current slideshow. You can also set up your slideshow and hide your slideshow. But let's go to our slideshow tab and click on from beginning to start our presentation. As you can see, I've got multiple screens up at the moment, so I have a presenter mode up, and my actual slide is on my other screen. So what I'm going to do is go to my display settings and go swap presenter, view, and slideshow to actually swap around my slideshow onto my main screen. This is only for people that will be utilizing 2 screens. You may not have this option if you do not have 2 screens available for you, so please disregard that if that doesn't appear on your computer. As we can see, we have our title page here of my slideshow. To go back to the actual slides to edit them, we can simply hit escape. But to move on to our next slide, what we can do here is simply click on our mouse button, and that will take us to our next slide, which is the different types of cars. We then have our small car, large car, and commercial cars. But remember, we added animations to these. So to view these animations, we need to click, and our animations for each image that we've entered will come up. Remember, we also added exit animations. So again, upon each next click, these images will exit. Once all of our animations have completed, the next click that we do will take us to our next slide, as we can see here. Our final click will take us to our final slide of our presentation, which is our video of a car. As you can see, this is now turned into a video that we can click on and watch to highlight our videos. On our final click, it will come up to our black screen for our end of presentation. We can then click again and we'll be taken back to our main editable PowerPoint window. So that about wraps it up for our video on how to create a PowerPoint presentation. The next important thing we need to know is how to save this video, or how to save this PowerPoint presentation, to ensure we can access it again, take it with us to use when we deliver to our audience. So to do that, we will go up to our files. We will click on save. We will find where we want to save this image to. I'm going to save mine to my desktop, and I'm going to enter cars as my name. I've now saved this PowerPoint presentation as cars, and it is saved to my desktop. So thank you for joining me for this PowerPoint presentation today. If you would like to know some more further advanced tips on PowerPoint, when you're creating a new PowerPoint presentation, you can just click on Welcome to PowerPoint and get started with 3D in these options here to go over more in-depth tutorials. But thanks again for joining us. I hope this helps with you creating your own custom PowerPoint presentations, and we hope you enjoy your time studying with us here at MSA Training and Professional Development.